If you're in a relationship with a female covert narcissist, you need to understand something up front. She targeted you. And it's not just that you missed the red flags. The trap is that she used some of your best traits against you: your integrity, your desire to be a good man, your instincts to rescue and protect, all weaponized in her long game. And if you've been in more than one relationship like this video will explain why you didn't always run, even when you knew you should. This isn't about blaming or shaming you. It's really about helping you understand her selection process so that you can stop falling into the same traps. I'm Lise Leblanc, therapist, author, and life coach, and I help men recover from toxic relationships with partners who have strong narcissistic and borderline traits. Now, you may have seen my popular fill video, which explains the target profile that a narcissistic woman seeks out in a partner. And today's video is a reboot of the fill video, so fill 2.0. And I'll walk you through exactly how she gets you hook, line, and sinker, and why leaving starts to feel impossible. So it's important to understand that she is not looking for just anyone. She's looking for a very specific psychological profile. She may not consciously realize she's doing this, but subconsciously she is scanning for a fill, because a fill equals high value supply. So the P in fill stands for strong protector instincts. This is a man who is naturally wired to protect the people he loves. So when she's in distress, you don't back away, you lean in, you fully engage. And that's what makes you very easy to hook, because she can create a crisis and you will show up wholeheartedly. She can create a threat and you will put your cape on and try to save the day. She can signal vulnerability and you will step into that hero role. And at first, she will reinforce this. She'll praise you, idealize you. She will make you feel like you are the only man who has ever fully protected her. But once you accept that protector role, she flips it. Now she starts saying she doesn't feel safe with you, and you start scrambling to get back onto that hero pedestal. But the thing you need to understand is this: yes, healthy women want and like to be protected, but healthy women don't manufacture danger to activate your hero instincts. They don't push you to keep proving you're protective. They don't use the "I don't feel safe" as a control device. H stands for helper. So the helper identity is what happens when you learn, usually early on, that being useful, accommodating, and emotionally appeasing keeps you safe. So you learn that tension is dangerous, disappointment hurts, conflict costs you. So you adapt. You listen more than you speak. You deny your needs. You adjust your tone. You try to make everything easier for everyone else. Helping feels natural to you. It feels safe. Appeasing feels responsible. Smoothing things over feels like the mature thing to do. And she senses this immediately, because when she's accusing or attacking, you don't think this isn't right. You think, what did I do wrong? How can I fix this? How can I make her feel better? And that's very valuable supply, because now she doesn't have to regulate herself. She doesn't have to repair. She doesn't have to make any effort or take accountability. So at first, she rewards you for helping and taking care of everything. She reinforces how patient you are, how understanding you are, how you're not like every other man. But this helping behavior quickly turns into enabling. And soon she stops being appreciative and starts expecting. Now, if she's upset, it's your fault. If she's distant, you didn't do enough. If she's angry, you need to fix it. And you start working harder and harder, explaining more, apologizing more, giving more, walking on eggshells, because conflict feels intolerable. It feels unsafe. And helping feels like the safest way back to connection and security. But the hard truth is that when your self image is tied to being helpful, needed, and indispensable, a woman like this will take full advantage of that and exploit you. And pretty soon, your needs will become irrelevant, your personality gets erased, your self worth goes down the drain, because no matter what you do, no matter how much you help, it will never be enough to satisfy her. I stands for integrity. And narcissists seek people who value honesty, fairness, and being seen as trustworthy. So when your integrity is questioned, it hits you hard. And she does not experience trust the way healthy people do. She's suspicious, paranoid, she misperceives things, she twists facts, and very quickly you find yourself on trial. Now you're explaining yourself, defending yourself, providing proof, trying to show her that you're not who she says you are. Meanwhile, she does things to breach your trust, betrays you, crosses lines, and somehow you're still being the one accused and having to prove that you're trustworthy. And she'll make you choose between her and other people. She'll question your motives, your intentions, your loyalty. She will paint you as the bad guy, as dishonest, unfaithful, manipulative, even when there is no evidence. And now everything is focused on your behavior, your character, your integrity, and you're no longer talking about what she's doing. You're defending who you are. And that's the lock. Because as long as you're trying to prove your innocence, she's not being questioned or held accountable. And here's the hard truth: you can't earn trust from someone who is inherently distrustful, because the suspicion is not about you. It's a survival mechanism that keeps you on trial. And if integrity matters to you, you'll keep trying to pass the test, even though the test is rigged. The L stands for low self worth. And this doesn't mean you necessarily feel worthless all the time. It means you rely on external validation to feel good about yourself. And when you're getting approval or reassurance from her, your nervous system settles. For a lot of men, this overlaps with an anxious attachment style, where closeness calms you and distance emotionally triggers you. And when that approval is pulled away, you don't just feel sad, you feel destabilized. You feel emotionally threatened, and you start working really hard to restore the connection because your self worth is attached to her. And she gives you just enough warmth to keep you hoping, to keep you trying, because your self worth depends on her response. If she's pleased, you feel okay. If she's distant, you spiral. If she's accusing you, you collapse inward and start trying to fix yourself. And that's the trap, because once your self worth is tied to her approval, leaving doesn't just feel painful, it feels like losing yourself. It feels like failure. It feels like accepting the final verdict that you weren't enough. So here's how these relationships tend to play out. Once a narcissist identifies a fill, the relationship usually unfolds in three phases. Phase one is the lure. So initially, she comes across as the most energetic, magnetic, fun, spontaneous, smart, sexy woman you've ever met in your life. And she fires you up emotionally, and she sex bombs you. With women who have mixed narcissistic and borderline traits, sex is often used as currency. It is bonding, it is fusion, it is leverage. She will bring out a version of you in the bedroom that you didn't even know existed. But the real key in the luring stage is her vulnerability. She opens up fast. She tells you things that make you feel chosen, like you're the only one who has ever truly seen her and been trusted by her. And the way you respond here decides whether or not you make the cut. If you're empathetic and you're protective, she knows she could cast you in the hero role. So you become the one man in the world who can save her, calm her, make her feel safe. And while you're bonding, she's mirroring you, reflecting all your hopes and dreams back to you. And she's also mapping you, figuring out your insecurities, your fears, your guilt, your weak spots. And that information gets stored. And I want to be fair here. A lot of this is happening unconsciously. It's survival mode, it's projection, it's learned tactics. But whether it's conscious or not, the effects are the same. Phase two is the hook. So once you've taken the bait, she needs you to bite harder. So she gives you some slack. She pulls away. She gets cold, quiet, creates a scenario where you're suddenly the bad guy. Sometimes she'll accuse you of something ridiculous that doesn't even make any sense. And you're sitting there thinking, what are you even talking about? But the goal here is not truth or accuracy. The goal is to activate your attachment system to make you feel like you're losing her. And here's another big test. How much does her distance affect your nervous system, and how far will you go to get her validation back? Do you explain, reassure, prove yourself? Do you promise to change? Do you drop your boundaries and let her get away with things that you normally wouldn't, just to get the connection back? So in this phase, she extracts apologies and promises that you will change, that you're different from all the other men who've abandoned and hurt her. And she'll pull out as many promises as possible because she knows that a high integrity man who takes his word seriously will lock himself in and keep trying long after she's broken all of her promises. Phase three is the anchor. So now she needs to make sure you will never ever leave. So she starts working your self worth. She keeps you on trial. She misperceives, twists facts, she moves the goalpost, and you keep trying to pass her tests, never realizing that for every test you pass, there are 10 more right behind it. The game is rigged. It is not designed to be passed. It is designed to keep you feeling unworthy. So you keep trying to prove your worth. And this push pull cycle just intensifies as time goes on. Hot and cold, Jekyll and Hyde. She pulls you in when she wants attention, reassurance, admiration, or services, supply, resources, whatever, and then pushes you away, demeaning and degrading you, and you're left wondering where the sweet version of her went. But don't worry, she will be back, only you'll see the good version of her less and less. Most of the time, she'll be depressed, disappointed, dissatisfied, disgusted, and punishing you. And because you're a helper, an appeaser, you think that by staying quiet or walking on eggshells, you'll make things better. Your beliefs around conflict just get reinforced because you quickly learn that standing your ground has huge consequences. And if you hold a boundary, you will pay for it with days of coldness, contempt, or a huge blowout. So you shut down, you start to feel anxious, depressed, and trapped. And if you start to pull away, she senses it, and she'll give you a glimpse of what hooked you in the first place just to reel you back in. So you get a soft moment, a sexual reconnection, a fantasy restart, just enough hope to keep you hooked. And this is the part that most men miss. Your best traits make you more likely to stay in a toxic relationship because you're trying to be a good man, you're trying to keep your promises, you're trying to restore trust, trying to get your hero status back, but all of it is being used to keep you focused on fixing yourself instead of questioning the dynamic. The truth is, you can't win this game. And the only thing worse than being in an abusive relationship is staying delusional about it, thinking that it's going to change, especially when you have all the evidence clearly showing that it won't. If this video helped you understand what happened to you, please like it, comment, or share so that it reaches other men who are still blaming themselves. And if you want a structured way to break the trauma bond and rebuild your nervous system, my toxic relationship recovery program is linked below, as well as my men's recovery group. Okay, so just click on the next video because I'm going to show you what happens when she tries to pull you back in and why so many men can fall for it over and over again.